Okay. Live stream looks like it's starting, so that's good. And I just need to check. All right, it started. I typically don't do stuff this early, but I just want to talk about it. My experience. That was my first time live streaming a protest. I've recorded stuff. Live streaming, no, especially when I'm wearing a hat. I never wear hats, really. I'm not a hat guy. That's why I have long hair. That's my hat. And let me finish up setting all this up, because I like to set up on Steemit as well. So Steemit is starting. And let's go ahead and, oops, not that one. Let's see. Come on, YouTube. YouTube sucks. But I'll keep using it until they kick me off, or until something better comes along. And it looks like it'll be getting there with DLive. All right. Keep using it. Let's mute that. Get the share link. Good. And we tweet that out. Okay, I am ready. Hey, Fly, how's it going? How's your weekend going? Man. It was crazy out there. I seriously didn't think I was gonna have an issue like that with anybody. I mean, I could take some weird looks, but knocking off my hat, knocking off my phone. You know, I at the second half, I really hold on to my phone, because I had used a little, like a selfie stick. That's what I was using. But then someone knocked it down, broke my casing. As you can see, good thing I had it, because my phone would have broke. But it broke the protective casing right here. And I mean, the phone was a little bit scraped, but it wasn't too bad. You can see here that I do have a pretty hefty crack right there at the bottom. It's kind of reached out all over. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but I have a protective cover, so that kind of helped it from being destroyed. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Thank you for all those retweets, as always. A shout out to not only the people who watched, but also retweeted, and also to Unbleached, who I met, who is live streaming at the same time. I'm hoping he can come on and talk about it. He is doing a podcast later tonight at 10. And let's see, I will share the screen for a second just to show you his Twitter. Okay, so the person I met, you could see it in this video of his. He's Unbleached, UNBLEACHD. Go ahead and subscribe. I mean, if I wasn't out there, at least we would have had him out there live streaming, so we can see it from a person's, just a citizen person's perspective, and not necessarily one from the mainstream media. Right click, open tab. This is where I met him. I think so. You can see some of the comments. Yeah, here it is, 55, 51. So I'll go there and kind of invite him on. Hopefully he can come on and talk about his experience. I haven't finished watching his videos yet. I will. Interestingly enough, he was at 720p while mine was at 480p. And as you notice, hey, how's it going, Gardeno? As you notice, if I live stream like when I do when I go fishing, it's typically at 720p. So something was throttling my connection, and I thought that was interesting. So anyways, I'll just show you a snippet from his point of view, and you can see like in the in the live.
Like why are you?
Yo, Ebon, people are in my chat.
Dude, are you serious? Yeah. Hey, awesome.
Anyone shaming you for your head?
Oh, yeah, people are staring.
Are people following you?
Oh, I don't know if they're following me. I don't care.
No? No. They're not following you?
Dude, awesome. What's your channel?
Channel? It's Unbleached.
Unbleached.
UNBLEACHD.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
I'll definitely subscribe.
Yeah, just coming out, you know. I do more of the IRL thing than this political stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm a pro Second Amendment
Yeah.
and gun rights, ownership, so I feel like that's important. You know, protect your family, protect your friends, and, you know.
I think anyway, you can go ahead and go and subscribe and watch his video, and see if you can watch mine. A lot of it was choppy during the live stream, but they did get a little bit better on some parts. I don't know. It was weird. It really was weird. Hey, Garden, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Hi.
I saw your live stream.
Yeah, I made it home in one piece.
What the hell, dude? She just busted out of the crowd and started smacking you with the sign and trying to knock your phone down and trying to block it.
Yeah, she was trying to block the phone, and then I didn't want to like tear out her poster out of her hands. I didn't want to do anything like push her away. I just kind of want to talk and prevent her from. I mean, she was like, her arm was in my face, and like someone else, I'm not sure if it was her or someone else, they just knocked my hat out of the thing. So I went to go pick it up. That's when my phone got knocked down, and I think it was her. I can't tell for sure. But yeah, my phone broke, cracked. My phone shield broke, my protector. And yeah, and after that, the streams got worse. I don't know if it was just interference or there are other people, but Unbleached, he didn't have any issues live streaming at 720p, and I usually don't either. So something happened. I don't think it was the phone, because the phone still recorded.
Those people were a bit out of control. I'm not saying they were like tear gas out of control,
Yeah.
but like when you were filming that religious kid, right? I don't know if you caught this, but first you had this dude who had like about 4 feet and 250 pounds on the kid, just screaming into his face.
Yeah.
Right. You got that. And then that kid starts arguing with this woman, and she starts walking away, but the kid turns and she kind of swings this that flyer or whatever she had in her hand at his head. She missed it. But did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I was there. I was filming it. I'm gonna switch it back so we can see it. I'll zoom in a bit.
But you just touched my equipment. I didn't do the same for you, man.
I didn't touch it.
You could say the same with a glove. I didn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it didn't really hit him.
It didn't hit him, but she took a swing at him.
Yeah.
At his head, at his face.
Yeah. Every time I kept going away, someone else was like, he was interrupting him, and he's like, "Please step away." It's like, I'd say at least 4 people when I filmed went to his face to just interrupt this talk.
That's crazy. Just people are so polarized, man.
Yeah.
And then there was the Antifa kids with their Soviet flag.
Yep.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
I think they did a 4-star salute. At least 4 of them gave me the middle finger.
And I think you were right, like in your pregame or whatever, when you streamed it before. I think people were confused as shit because you're Asian.
Yeah, someone mentioned that in my comments. Is like, damn those NRA Nazis. And they go,
like they didn't know what was up. I saw a couple of people, it looked like they were going to say something to you, and then they just kind of went, huh? Like they short-circuited. And I think that might have been it.
Yeah. But what I loved was actually engaging in conversation with some of the people. Like they were kind of ready for me to say something crazy, and then I just talked to them about the things that we should also worry about. I talked to them like who I voted for, Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein, and they were like, I don't know what to think about this guy. I agree with what he says.
See, unfortunately, that's when the stream started going crazy. So we missed your debate with that one dude with the sunglasses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was like a close talker. He's like someone who talks like a foot from your face.
And he was getting in your face, man. That's what it looked like, as he was doing to you what that one dude did to that kid.
Oh yeah. There were a couple of close talkers. I don't know if it was for intimidation or if that's just a typical close talker trying to talk.
I'm here to challenge you, man.
Hey,
that woman marched out of the crowd like right before you got attacked. Like that woman marched out of the crowd. She's like, you assault weapons. I don't know what she said, but and then that woman came flying out of the crowd and hit you with a sign.
The irony is that I'm there filming them on the ground so everyone could see their protest signs and them marching, and she didn't want me to film that. I mean, wouldn't you want someone to film your protest, your march? Even though the one film, and not like I was talking how to the one lady before the lady kind of attacked me and my phone, is like something about like the messenger. She was blaming the NRA being a messenger or whatever. I should replay it back, but I was like, you shouldn't attack the messenger. I'm basically the messenger. I'm just filming out there so everyone can see it. And just this thing right here, this little hat with 3 letters really triggers people.
Well, she and a couple other people seem to think that you were an NRA rep.
Yeah. I think people thought I was like an NRA representative filming stuff.
So I think that kind of made him uptight. Like she straight up called you an NRA rep. Mm-hmm. Some other dude seemed to think you were an NRA rep.
Yeah. And the NRA is actually just more glamorized, I think, especially in mainstream media. They make concessions for like gun control. But there's an organization called Gun Owners of America. They make no concessions whatsoever. It's all shall not be infringed. I just became like a lifelong member yesterday or something like that, like $20 a month or something for 5 years. I think it's when it's paid off. But yeah, I think I'm like, I know you guys might not agree, but for me, I just want to start with the basis. I don't want rights taken away from citizens. That's the start. That's my starting point. I'm going to work with anyone, talk with anyone, find solutions, but not take rights away from anybody. I mean, the more we give, the more we never get back until there's like a reset. I don't know what your thoughts about that is, Garden. I don't know what thoughts.
Under this system, dude, not much is going to change as far as gun rights. I mean, it's just too valuable as a political football.
Hi, Stevie. How's it going?
What's up, Stevie?
Yeah, I was just looking into this stuff when I saw that you were going live with it, and I've been researching the funding going into the March for Our Lives. I've been looking into awesome. Like what they're really pushing, because it's obvious. I mean, I don't think the thing is like, I know that these kids are in pain and they're looking for a solution. But what one of them was calling for, I think it was on Twitter, was alerting the cops and having some kind of, basically the cops would know about people with mental illnesses, all this stuff. I mean, it would be a total violation of HIPAA. I mean, this guy on Twitter, just his name's B.I. Bike Bro. And it would allow healthcare providers to communicate with law enforcement. And that's not good, because I've already, talked about how they use that to take guns away from people in the first place. They use that to throw people in jails or whatever. I mean, it's just they're tying this to mental health, and they're going to criminalize being mentally ill, basically.
Take rights away from those that are mentally ill before they do anything.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that I mentioned to a lot of the people that were there protesting. I'd asked them questions of how many other sibling marches there were. One person knew it was somewhere around 100. A few kind of didn't. 845 sibling marches, not just in the United States, but outside the country. And if you go to their website, they'll show you every place that they're marching.
Yeah, but again, this is a U.S. media-driven thing. Like, some of that's probably bullshit. Like, 5 paid representatives are going to show up at a march in Ghana.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give a fuck.
And it's good, but that's why it's also good to have actual people going out and filming. Hey, Kevin.
I bet a lot of the ones in the U.S. there's going to be super low turnout.
I did
few big ones in the major cities,
I did see one in Seattle, like Broken Carpenter. He had some pictures up. I didn't see like live footage or anything because I was out filming. Did you guys see stuff that was on the mainstream media?
Well, that's what I was. I haven't looked at the news from today on the marches.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should know about it. Well, I drove right past it, but I was up on the interstate. I should have went through the city and seen if anybody was down there protesting.
Yeah.
I got to get going, you guys, but I just wanted to say congrats for getting beat up.
Yeah, you got attacked by a granny, dude.
Comes flying out of the crowd.
People are fucking
like,
crazy.
What the fuck is this?
Can you imagine if it was a guy attacking a lady? I mean, the cops are right there. They're like 10, 15 feet away. If
Ebon, you can play their game, though. You're like, oh, you're attacking a minority. You can play their sick game against them.
I think that bought you a little bit of leeway. Like, you would have had more confrontations if you would have been the stereotype.
Yeah, if you were a white guy, they'd be saying, oh, NRA white privilege gun nut.
It probably bought you a little bit of leeway.
I'm going to show you a quick screening again. You can find this at the March for Our Lives.
You were getting so many dirty looks.
Yeah.
Right when you got close to the bigger crowds, everybody that you were walking by holding the sign, they just gave this like fucking dirty look through the video, dude.
Yeah,
like these groups were like, it was fucking like they wanted to run over there, but they realized you were Asian and had a camera.
Yeah. They didn't know what to do. They were just like, brain freeze.
I mean, I don't. I mean,
yet, but I saw the clip, and I saw you there with your NRA hat, and I was like, oh my gosh, Evanston lost his damn mind.
Hell yeah, Ebon. That was good.
We're not that far gone as a society yet. I feel okay with.
They're pretty far gone, at least a chunk of them. Did you see the Tim Pool thing? Apparently, he was at the DC march, and they were openly admitting they wanted to ban all guns. Several of the people he was going through and talking to, and even their definition of assault rifle, he went up to them and asked them, and they don't them not understanding weapons thing, you can clearly document through large chunks of them.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll replay back a little bit of the clip where I get beat. She wasn't that old. She was middle aged, not that much older than me, I think.
Is the whole thing recorded to where it's not skipping?
Yeah, it's
that would be nice.
So.
I'm not sure I don't have a gun because I don't think civilians actually need them, especially not assault rifles. I just find it curious that you would come to a march that's all about kids being shot with an NRA hat on your head.
Is it the NRA's? Is it the NRA that's killing the people? Looks like I'm being blocked.
I think I'm going to
so,
find somebody. Yeah, thank you. Put it on top of this camera.
She's trying to block me.
I think that's a great idea. This guy has an NRA.
My crazy old lady, another old lady.
What's the problem?
Hey.
You break your shit too.
You're assaulting me. Hey, I'm gonna tell him. All right. Let's see. Why don't you come with me to the police over here? Come on with me.
NRA, your time is up.
Oh my god, these gotta be paid people. That or they're so fucking brainwashed and delusional.
She was. Oh, yep. She hit my.
Get out. Get out. Nobody wants
Dude, you just assaulted me. You just assaulted me. Are you serious?
Get out.
Free speech! Get out of here! You're saying the wrong thing.
I mean, like if it was a guy, I would have really pretty much knocked him out. But like a lady,
You don't want to hit an old lady.
Yeah, once you hit a lady, it's over. It doesn't matter if you're in the right. It's just no, it's not going to happen.
Okay, I mean, you're physically stronger and larger than her.
Yeah,
she was assaulting you. She destroyed some of your property. Well, it's assault and harass. I wouldn't say a physically assault, at least heavily harass.
Yeah.
And destruction of your property.
Yeah.
Did you do anything to anybody else? No.
Nope. I was just there filming their protest so people could see them protesting. That's what I was doing.
Free coverage, you know.
Yeah.
But what I think was what I thought was so crazy about it is the fact that they're there because they're anti-violence. They don't want to see people
they'll
get
commit
hurt.
violence to do their agenda.
It's like I mean, it's okay if you hit somebody, but you just can't shoot them.
Hey, you guys want to see my my new e-cigarette I picked up? It's pretty cool looking.
Sure.
A lot better than the other shitty one I had.
A little bit of off topic. Let's take a break.
Gotta find where my camera is.
That is a huge e-cigarette. What the hell?
Yeah, the fucker's got 2 batteries in it. It goes up to 225 watts.
Yeah, it looks like a taser, dude.
Yeah, I pretty much could. If I had like a different mod on there, I could probably use it as one. It's 20 watts of juice. There's enough to fucking shock the piss out of somebody.
Yeah.
But the fucker's got temperature controls, coil controls for steel, titanium. It's all the wires and the was it Canthol? God damn it! Why does it keep doing that?
How much did that cost you?
$100.
Wow.
Well, I could have got it for the e-cigarette itself for $65 as a kit online, but I picked it up for $85 for convenience.
Okay. Another thing
The
I wanted
batteries are you can get the batteries cheap, but I fucking got stiffed on them for like $5 a piece.
Another weird thing that happened. I mean, a couple weird things happened when I was marching, or not marching. I was filming the march. Is that main live stream that I started with? It got copyright striked as I was actually live streaming.
Oh shit! Copyright for what? For nothing.
Yeah,
that's absolutely nothing. There is nothing in that TOS that would justify it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's by 3X SME. My thought is it could be someone. It could be someone who was like the background music. Maybe the YouTube algorithm caught like the background music, and they said, "Oh, that's copyright material," because the YouTube picked up that music that was playing in the background.
I doubt it.
But also, it's like it's like a march. It should be a serious march. Why is there like entertainment with music and stuff like that?
Oh, that's what I wanted to mention.
Bread and circuses.
When I was looking into it, it's the same performers from the Women's March.
What a coincidence, right?
Jennifer Hudson, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande, Amy Schumer. You know, it's like the same performers, the same celebrities. Even the donors: Oprah, Clooney, Spielberg, Katzenberg. I mean, it's all the same players.
Yeah. What a coincidence!
So Is that something that we can use to maybe open their eyes? Is, hey, NRA is lobbying, but so are the people who's organizing for your march.
Yeah, the same people that want to infringe on your rights.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. They're trying to buy politicians by lobbying, but is this the same thing? Isn't the March for Our Lives the same lobbying that the NRA is doing, but they're attacking the NRA for doing it? But it's kind of like another hypocritical stance.
Hey, at least the NRA's, at least I can get behind cutting away a lot of gun laws and crap like that. I mean, for the most part, these people, I can't, but besides the fully funding schools, okay, good with that, paying teachers, I heard that was fine. Oh, we're so worried about these shootings. You know, it's more statistically likely your kids will die just using their cell phone, right? You know, just driving a car, it's like 20, 30 times more likely. And they're right at the age where they're bad drivers. This is killing, 100,000 compared to not even like a few hundred at most, maybe to a few thousand for the specific issues they're talking about. I mean, it's ridiculousness.
Another thing, what I did like when I was there, I mean, there are people who are trying to get people registered to vote. I didn't really see if they just register to vote or register to vote blue. But I saw one guy there who's signing for petitions, and I signed it. I think it was on my GoPro. He was petitioning for ranked choice voting, and I signed the petition.
That's
and I thought that was great that someone was out there.
State ranked choice voting, like all the mayoral things like that.
Yep.
And okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah. So there were some good people, other people out there that's just making I think a more noticeable difference trying to get those petitions signed for people. So I like that.
I agree with that. I would agree with the ranked choice voting implemented on state levels. It provides the opportunity to get a larger consensus among people.
Yeah.
You know, I'd also like to add into the ranked choice voting. If the people run for a term and they're voted out, they can't rerun for a year, or 2 years or something like that. That way it keeps a constant flow of new people and open spots open. You know what I mean? That way you can keep, plus it also allows for the largest consensus. So that's kind of my thinking about how the best way that could be implemented. Might be a different way to, a better way to approach it.
Hey, I feel like I'm making a good difference when people are hating on me.
You're getting hated on?
Yeah, look at this. I just got it. Someone just commented.
Oh shit!
Well, it's on the upcoming one. It says, "Shit and die scumbag." 40 seconds.
You're getting trolled, Ebon. What else we got? Do we got anything good?
Another one of those anti-death people.
Yeah. We need to save lives. Die, scumbag. Wait a minute.
But I did notice that also when I try to engage them in conversations about other things that we could be using this march to protest against. I mean, they just wanted to focus on the guns and the Second Amendment. But they say, let's stay on topic. We're just here to protest about guns. It's like, can you imagine the things that you can be protesting about using
useful things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why aren't people protesting about Hillary?
Make America Great Again hat. We got an NRA hat. We got a Trump hat. What other hated organization do we need a hat for?
Oh, what was that, Stevie?
I think I have a Walmart hat somewhere.
Oh, no, please, no.
No, I can't go with the Walmart hat. At least the manga hat.
Someone, putting the Walmart hat down the toilet, or having a good old cook, having roasting a hot dog on a fiery Walmart hat or something like that. That would be funny.
Actually, Stevie, get the Walmart hat
s'mores
and get a "I'm with her, Hillary Clinton" button and put it on the hat.
Oh God, that makes perfect sense.
Like, it would just be funny just to satirize it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you weren't there with me, Eric, with your hat, because we would have definitely gotten lynched.
Just for the reference to that,
like,
so you can...
with me, because like they like, you know, with the march, they want to, like, you know, talk about people with mental illness, but without talking to people with fucking mental illness, and someone with, you know, mental retardation such as myself is like, what? I mean, what kind of fucking shit is that? I don't advocate for that kind of fucking shit. Don't lump me into your fucking idiotic group. I don't like your fucking ideology. I'm an American. I'll stand for whatever the fuck I want, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it.
You want to know something? Okay, two things I wanted to say. The I'm with her button attached to the hat thing, that's a good idea, Ebon. And it's also very, very true, because she was literally on the board of Walmart, the help that literally set up their exploitive labor practices to siphon money from the people and off the government.
Yep. Well, that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted, you know, just in case somebody was listening, they don't get that reference. That's the specific reason.
Yeah.
You know, she's evil, and so is Walmart. I mean, about as evil can get if you consider evil to be you want to steal massively impoverished people and try to kill off as many people as you can, regardless of race, creed, religion, anything.
Yeah. Okay, Stevie, go ahead.
There was a couple other red flags that I noticed with the march. Is the fact of, or it's just the fact of protesting what you can and can't protest. So everybody loses their shit when Colin Kaepernick takes a knee. The students, you know, it was okay. The students were allowed to protest and walk out of school for this one, but students weren't allowed to walk out of school when unarmed black men are getting shot.
Yeah.
So
you got a lot of free speech in those schools.
Getting shot. So, but what's the difference there? What's the difference between the cops doing it? I mean, and nobody's calling for any kind of de-escalation of our police or the military. It's just like, you know, guns are so bad, but only when we have them, you know, not when the military has them, or, you know, they have all this stuff. I mean, those are
Please
just some
take my rights away.
So, one of the conversations I had where I want to lead up to the fact is, okay, we've got gun homicides, and we've got the amount of people who get killed per year in mass shootings, and those that are 18 and under. But basically, of every person that's been involved in mass shooting that died, at least twice as many people got killed by a police officer with a gun, or I'm not sure if it's even with a gun, whatever.
Probably a handgun or a rifle.
Twice as many people as people have killed each other in mass shootings. Yet we want to take the weapons away from the people and, you know, let the cops have their guns. And
that seems like a recipe for more people dying.
Yeah,
exactly. And they're not acknowledging, you know, acknowledging, like, you know, shootings of that kind. They're like, oh, they're doing their job of justice. Like a bunch of like fucking like brainwashed, like zealotry.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Australian gun law thing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, gun violence. Yeah, no guns, people can't really shoot each other. Okay, makes sense. Problem is, violent crimes in general, like that knife stabbing rate is just as high as the gun violence was, if not higher. You know, you have more B&Es, you have more stabbings, or just as many, you know, deaths equivalent to gun violence. It's like, it seems like you got worse off, not better off. Yeah. You know, and the same thing with the cities, like the sanctuary. Okay, before guns, better off. After guns are removed, worse off. You know, you see this correlation between country to country and even states where, you know, the same progress, people defenseless, easy victims. Maybe
they want to create victims and weaponize victimhood. That's what they want to do, and they can capitalize that off the fucking propaganda, which I get sick and tired of the fucking mainstream media pumping out this fucking propaganda and this bullshit narrative, and I'm just fucking sick of it all. I think CNN is cult news network. They're a fucking cult.
Out of the actual violent crime things, I think Ebon made a good point there. The actual like public people shooting each other or whatever. the cops shoot more people, and more of them are. I mean, obviously, a lot of them you can go through and see clearly they were not a justified killing whatsoever. It wasn't in self-defense. It was completely unwarranted to do so. But their killings are justified. Okay, that's great. That's fine for them to do. But if somebody does it for self-defense or something like that, no. It's like, it's convoluted. That's why cops should be literally, I mean, first of all, the gun law thing shouldn't, I mean, an armed society is a polite society. If everybody's got a gun and the cops have a gun too, well, they're kind of nervous to kick in somebody's door, wouldn't you say? I mean, wouldn't you say that's one additional factor saying, it probably might not be a good idea to go to this person's neighborhood, kick in their door. Their neighbors know them. They're armed too, and they will come to aid them. So you're going to be outnumbered very, very fast. And over what? A parking ticket or a court-appointed fine, to which they can't legally issue. I mean, under the laws, they can't legally issue because if he's a judge, how he's proceedings and how he's carrying, he's operating or not a ministerial capacity. In other words, a clerk. So he, by law, doesn't have the authority to issue a warrant in the first place, because he's the one that set the debt in the first place. So he's creating the debt and creating the bond and putting out the things to arrest the people over bullshit in the first place. And throughout the country, even like Michigan, it's prevalent since like a lot of the manufacturing dried up. But like Social Security wise, you'll see that the groups that have older people and child benefits and things like that, or any of them getting Social Security or any sort of benefits or anything like that, even if they don't do anything, the courts come after them. They find a reason, because they know that's an income stream directly from the federal government. I mean, apart from what the state budget gets and what they tax and what they make on things that get sold out of the state, like for tax revenue wise, for how that functions on a revenue constraint level. That's partially the reason. But that's why you see all the judges, or almost every single one of them, are millionaires.
Yeah. So I want to get back on topic with the March for Our Lives. One of the things is the restraint. It's people who have guns aren't going to shoot people when they're just kind of harassing them or whatever. It's just like that buildup. If it keeps going, and if they keep pressing, I mean, that's just kind of the entire stance of the police officers. Police officers, I don't know about now, but way back, they're like, hey, you can't fire until you're fired upon. Same with our military stance. It's like, do not engage in a firefight until you're fired upon first, type of thing. But then there are some protocols where, if they keep advancing on you, when you tell them to stop and they don't listen, you could fire upon them. Same thing that a normal person, gun owner or whatever, they just want to defend themselves. They're not going to go out, kill somebody because they disagree with them. They know they're going to be in prison, right?
A gun owner would much rather you leave. If somebody broke into your house, he doesn't want to, most times, or, the majority of them don't want to shoot you right off. They were like, just leave, drop the shit and leave.
Yeah.
Oh, I get where you're going, Ebon. I thought that was a pretty good point you got.
Another thing that I noticed is, like, one of the tools of propaganda is when they have something that's unpleasant that people don't want to do, they have children talk about it. I mean, you see this a lot on like the late night shows where they'll have kids come in and say stuff, and they'll talk about politics, and or political ads where they'll have kids, say, oh, you vote for, whoever, because they put those kids out there. I don't know. It's just like instinctive. It's like, everybody
manipulate and use them for their political agenda.
Yeah, they use kids for their political agenda. And so the fact that, these are high school kids, it's like they're
more likely to get shot by a cop than one of their kids at the school.
Yeah, like they couldn't really use the Sandy Hook because those were elementary school students. Nobody was going to have them on TV and question them. But these are kids that are like, almost 18 or whatever. So, they can go out and actually advocate for these policies that, it's like young enough to be able to, or old enough to be able to speak about stuff, but too young to really understand the
understand anything.
Yeah. So I also saw a lot of kids, like anywhere from 4 to like 12-year-olds, just young kids who probably don't understand what's going on. Or
yeah, I saw a little girl doing cartwheels in your video.
Yeah, and they were also holding signs, and who's going to argue with a kid holding a sign? It doesn't matter what they say. It's like, are you arguing against this little kid here?
You don't even understand what's on the sign.
Yeah, you hate kids, man.
Yeah, you disagree with that sign. The kid holding the sign. You hate kids.
Yeah, you hate all children. You want them all to die. It's kind of like the most prevalent example I can give of a child being exploited, going along with it, and growing up, like raised in a horrible environment and twisted into this shit. The kid that said, the babies, I saw the babies dying in incubators, or that one, that kid. And then we started, what was it, the Iraq war over it? And then we find out later, complete fabrication, lie. Her father is attached to it, and they got her to either go along with it or lie about it.
Yeah. And when I was there, I was also amazed, just like Stevie was saying, and some other people are saying, is there were school buses, there were huge trucks. The setup was huge. There were tents offering free food and water. I mean, it's just Boston Common, if you don't know, is huge. And not only that, it was a 3-mile walk, I think, at least 3 miles from where the march started and where the march ended, which is in Boston Common, to have enough security to guard everybody there. And probably, I think whenever there's some type of event like that, they have to pay for the cleanup of whatever space that they have. So all that trash has to be cleaned up. And there's helicopters. There's always a helicopter there that I heard. I'm not sure if you heard in the background. And I've seen one leave just so another comes, so that there's always one helicopter up there. Most likely it was probably a news outlet that was able to cover that with a helicopter. But there's also so many police officers out there. I mean, there was kind of like a barricade of police. If you saw
and none helped you when you got assaulted by a granny.
They would have interfered and probably put me down if I actually responded with force. That's how interesting it is. Either they're there and they saw it and they just disregarded it, or they saw it and they turned a blind eye. But if they or they didn't notice, I'm sorry. And if they didn't notice, what kind of that's just right there. We want to give control to police officers, do their job to protect the citizens. But hey, someone's like right there 15 feet away and you don't see it, that we can't trust the police to protect us.
You had video evidence.
Yeah, or if someone was assaulted and they go, oh, it's just a guy getting assaulted with an NRA hat, he deserves it. That's not how you're supposed to think when you're a police officer. You're assaulted, stop the assaulting, because it could have escalated. Imagine if it wasn't me, it was actually someone with an NRA hat that actually had a gun.
They're supposed to be called peace officers, not policy enforcers.
Yeah. So they should have stopped it from it escalating, because it could have escalated. And if it was me that responded to stop the escalation, and then someone else would have tried to stop me to escalate, and it would have just been horrible.
Now imagine if that old lady was a gun owner and she was open carrying.
What do you mean?
She came at you. Let's say the roles are reversed or whatever, how do I put this?
You're saying if she was she was me, if someone in my place was a woman and the person who assaults me was a man.
Well, also the harassing aspect. It's the person with that doesn't have any gun knowledge or not big enough that's assaulting someone else. So for expressing an opinion, like wearing your NRA hats, expressing an opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that crazy lady, she was acting like a fucking social justice warrior, though.
Yeah.
I'm just going to actually point that out and be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
She was censoring the
Nutty.
march. If you think about it, she was censoring me filming the march.
No, everybody agrees with us. That's all the cameras get to see.
That's crazy.
It's just like the Democratic Party thing. Everybody that disagreed with them, which was the majority, they shut off the lights and turned on sound cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Democrats, play that identity politics, social justice warrior card bullshit, and that's why I fucking hate the Democratic Party.
Yeah, they try to present the appearance people are actually supporting this.
No, it's supporting their bullshit and propaganda culture fucking narrative.
No. They try to present the appearance. That's why, like, for a fact, they shut off the lights. They had people with signs hold up the shit, the DNC convention. They put out noise cannons, and they specifically moved cameras away or panned away from that area. I mean, effectively, that's what Ebon experienced directly on the ground.
Exactly.
Right there. I mean, that's presenting only our point of view and only our opinion and only how we express it and how we want to do it only. And even if it doesn't make sense, we're going to do it anyways. And even if you have an argument that completely deflates ours, nope, doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck the Democratic Party.
That's what happened. That's like the in-life translation. Like, you see that, you're presented with that stuff. Well, what happened to Ebon? They tried disabling his stuff, same thing, DNC. They tried hiding him with signs, same thing at DNC. They tried shunning him and trying to push him out, same thing as at DNC. That's the problem, this insanity. And it's all gold to one thing. Oh, you can't. We're always right no matter what, even when we're clearly wrong. It's like authoritarians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they don't want dissenting opinions, and they think they're protesting against the establishment. They're basically protesting for the establishment.
Yeah, they're basically falling into their hands like a little bitch that they are.
They're marching in line and lock, file, and stock right to the establishment's tune.
The bitch bots. You know what? I just might as well just call them bitch bots, because that's what they're doing. They're bitching. They're lecturing with a bunch of bullshit ideology. I mean, it's like that's like they're going against the Second Amendment and they're going against free speech. I was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Ebon was in Boston. The Tim Pool did the one in DC that was happening. They're all funded by the same set of people, but he did there was apparently, from what she claimed, she was a veteran or whatever, but she's like 100 pounds overweight. And it's like she used the same terminology. Oh, they're all assault rifles, and I've handled weapons, but she clearly did not know the difference between them. And she had this, like, I don't even think she was an actual, like, even if she was, it had to be something. You're sitting in an office. You didn't have any training or nothing. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're a veteran of what? Have you ever seen conflict?
Yeah.
I mean, veteran of the fucking office snack machine stealing your money? Is that what you're a veteran of?
What else? So the Temple one. So how was it in DC? Were there a lot of people there? Was there a lot of police presence? I didn't get to see.
From what I saw, he might put out more videos of it, but from what I saw on it, it looked like a good chunk of same thing, using kids as figureheads to try to push an agenda, even when they don't understand that what they're doing will literally assault them. Like, the kids are too dumb to maybe not misinformed, but to the point to where this agenda will literally affect you. They want to turn the schools more into prisons. Yeah,
we're taking away their freedoms. And
what about your underfunding at the school? Suddenly, no complaints of that.
Yeah,
can
you imagine the influx of money that we could go into public schools with the money that was spent on these marches?
Oh God, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
like, how many schools could either have all their heating on or renovated or upgraded energy-wise to be more cost-effective to provide the good benefit, less cost? That way, since how they're funded, they would require less taxes and they'd be able to pay more for, require less taxes. Plus, they'd be able to pay more for teachers, equipment, shit like that, just by improving the building standards.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know about everybody's schools, but I mean, a lot of schools are already pretty goddamn fucking safe from gun violence. I know the ones around here, that's fucking concrete, steel, and rebar. You know, good fucking luck. You know, the whole damn thing's like a bullet shield. You know, and plus it's got a thing, the whole entire boiler's underground, so fucking you need a safe room. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of these things are built like fortresses already.
There was a person from, I'm not sure if you guys saw in the video that there was a person from Germany visiting for 3 weeks. And I talked to him for a good amount. And he was saying that it was kind of crazy what's going on with the marches and stuff. And he thinks it's a bad idea because even in Germany where he's from, he's like, all that gun control, it doesn't stop the violence. It's even gun violence in Germany. He also said we're also a unique country where we actually have that freedom to start off with. You know, the government just can't change it because we have the Second Amendment. We have it as a protected right. And it was an interesting conversation. I liked him. And he didn't like how almost everyone points to Germany and Hitler, and calling Trump Hitler is like that just kind of belittles how bad Hitler was in Nazi Germany. Just calling someone who hasn't even done anything horrible to anyone or committed genocide or started,
if anything, like Hillary Clinton's if anything, Hillary Clinton's failed policies led to genocide and war. And same thing with Bush, same thing with Obama. Yeah, because people lecturing that Trump is a Nazi, that's fucking stupid. I would just say that's like a fucking stupid, why do people want to compare Trump to Hitler and call him a Nazi? That's like fucking stupid. That's a lecture and a label. It's like, it's like the mislabeling of saying, oh, someone disagrees with me, they must be a Nazi. I was like, that's fucking stupid.
It's like anyone who wears an NRA hat or a MAGA hat are Nazis.
I was like, yeah, you don't see me being anti-Semitic. You don't see me fucking doing that fucking crazy fucking shit and saying like fucking stupid fucking things. It's like these people, they get programmed and brainwashed to actually think that way because people take shit out of context and want to trigger the masses because they want to be better than everybody.
Oh, and so the close talker, the guy who's like a foot away while he was talking to me, he was glad that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was no longer head of the DNC, but he didn't know who Tim Canova was. He didn't know Tim Canova. He doesn't do anything else. He just said, okay, there was something bad that happened, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz was involved, so she stepped down. But he has no idea who Tim Canova was.
Man.
Yeah, and that he was a Democrat too, even if he likes Democrats over Republicans, but that there are more progressive Democrats out there, not ones that are more neoliberal.
Neoliberalism is just full of fucking smug. It's like corporatist smuggy phony shit. That's why I hate neoliberalism with a passion.
So a couple of other things I noticed during the marches is what was it? There was so the police barricaded like a difference between some of the protesters and the counter protesters, I think. And I think Unbleached was mentioning it, how he tried to actually go to that side to film, but the police wouldn't let them through. Do you wonder if it was like a huge police barricade, and while they were moving away, the police were there moving with them, like a moving like a guard thing. Do you think that's like also part of maybe a paid
just say the cops aren't on your side?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
at least those ones aren't.
I don't know. I just felt like even the anti-protesters were just organized there to create more division and hate. I mean, no one.
What were they protesting? What are the anti-protesters protesting about? That's the thing. What's the key? What were they saying?
They weren't saying anything. All I heard was like F words, middle fingers, and things like that. Is like
I saw you get flipped off too.
Yeah, I got flipped off quite a bit. Yeah, some of it you guys didn't see.
There was a lot of hostility towards you, Ebon.
Oh yeah, I could feel it.
Yeah, fuck those hostile actors. Honestly, they're nothing more than social justice warrior crisis actors wanting to get attention because they're a bunch of trendy pussy attention whores.
I would say something along those lines. You know, that because neither of them really had any issues whatsoever.
Yeah. Anyways, what I was meaning to get to was that it just felt like the counter protests were there to just more of spur up more division and hate, you know, just kind of basically what the people at the top in power that they want. They want divide and conquer strategies, right? And the best way to do it is actually get people to counter protest. Like I was there to more of just kind of cover the march, see what people are thinking or saying, see what their signs are. I kind of support that they were protesting because we need, if you think about it, we shouldn't really hate on these people who are protesting. They know something's up. We just kind of have to point them in a better direction of what to protest and
maybe help them check some of their facts.
That too. But I mean, there are people. I mean, just this movement kind of just shows it is that there are people wanting change, but you know what they're wanting change for is we gotta kind of hope.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just saying we just gotta hopefully lead them in a direction where it doesn't take away our liberties and our freedom. And
yeah, and plus, I would actually say this: they're gonna take away your fucking rights too when you propagate this crap that they want you to propagate. They want to take away your rights too.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like, yeah, you're calling for our rights to be taken away. Your rights get taken away alongside with it too. And I was like, you know what? What kind of media do you watch? What kind of stuff that you do read? That's what I would like to know too.
Mm-hmm. So tens. It says so. Okay, I just got this in email. I guess I'll show it to people.
Speaking of email, let's see if let's see if fucking Google try to fucking put stuff into fucking spam like they've been doing lately. Like they've been putting like fucking notifications to Bitchute in spam. They're putting YouTube notifications into fucking spam. Yeah, I posted a picture of it early. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, I stopped using most Google stuff.
So here we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. All right. So I'm sharing. This is the Somerville patch. March for Our Lives, Boston. It says thousands march to end gun violence. And I guess they got pictures. Hey, it'd be funny if they
coincidentally more people march than have ever been killed by the guns.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any hard numbers on how much has been donated to the march?
Not this current time,
because you don't have to disclose it. It's a 501c organization, so it's like a super PAC.
Oh God, that kind of fucking shit.
Well, just between Clooney, Oprah, Spielberg,
501c3 a church has too.
Hold on, let Stevie keep going.
Between Clooney, Oprah, Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and Gucci, just between those, it was 2.5 million.
Fucking celebrities.
2.5 million?
Yep.
Just for the celebrities.
Just from 5 people.
George Clooney is a fucking smug snob.
I know John Legend did another 25,000. Taylor Swift donated, but she didn't say how much, so I don't know. I'm trying to just get a basic calculation so far, but it seems to be the same, like 5 people I keep finding articles on.
Oh, they keep donating into the propaganda culture because it makes them feel good about themselves. let me donate this fucking money that's going to like a quote unquote cause to actually benefit the fucking global elitist social justice warriors.
I mean, just for reference, in order to fix the water in Flint, Michigan, it would take about $55 million. So
yeah, well, why not the fucking money goes that instead of like some fucking worthless protest?
That might be overpriced too.
Hold on. Can you repeat that again, Stevie?
The cost of fixing the water in Flint, Michigan is $55 million.
$55 million.
Holy shit.
And we focus and do you think I'd say we probably got close. I mean, 845 of these marches around the world. I think it's going to cost more than 55 million.
Oh yeah, way more. We're into the billions.
You think this entire thing was about in the billions? How much it cost? I mean, that's
yeah.
I would say a couple $100 million.
I could see
because you got to have the paid people. You got to have all the food, the music, the entertainers. You got to have all the bread and circuses, condiments.
The propaganda.
You got to hold the event. You got to bring the security in. You have to. I mean, and this is in multiple locations all over where costs vary substantially. Not to mention fuel costs, renting vehicles. Or unless they're stealing state or local assets to do this, which in other words, that'd be a crime.
I know.
I mean, billions. We're in billions easily.
Go ahead, Stevie. Or
I know. Lyft was giving free rides to people going to the march.
Huh.
So I mean, that's just I don't know. I know some of these people just kind of glob on for the press and stuff. You know.
Yep. I did see, interestingly, I didn't get close enough because they left, but there were people wearing black and like witches hats. I wonder if they're like Salem witches or something that came over. And I saw signs.
Might have been people from 4chan.
Yeah, I seen signs, people just holding signs, and all it had was one eye on it. Does anyone know what that is? I mean, besides occultism, if we're going that way, but is there like a March for Our Lives with an eye, just a single eye that signifies anything?
I don't know. I still think it was the stupidest sign competition.
Because I saw a couple of them, and I'm like, I kind of wish I would have stopped to ask him what that sign of the eyes, just the one eye, signified. But then again,
did it have any distinguishing things to it specifically? Or just an eyeball?
Just a single eye. It wasn't an eyeball. It was just like one eye. It didn't have words around it. It just had the one eye. All I could think of is just occultism.
Yeah, that's about it for me too. That's
I got nothing. It just sounds like some Illuminati stuff, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if they're there just to point that out. They always like to have that out and just public and.
Or maybe it means I'm watching you.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna. Well, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna go and get some snippets of the videos of things that we're kind of talking about now, and I'm gonna watch stuff from Unbleached and get some of his snippets and kind of piece together just some things that we saw and noticed, maybe even some good signs, hopefully like good talking points. I feel like it was tough to talk, interview, film, live stream at the same time. And I think next
would have been a lot easier if that granny didn't break your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch.
It's okay. I seem to have that effect on people, even when I'm fishing.
I would have called her a fucking cunt right to her face. I would.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? I would stick your ass in a fucking nursing home if you don't fucking
broke my camera. I'm gonna rip your sign in half.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll throw you in a nursing home.
I'll
call you crazy bitch. Like I would do that.
You just kind of swap it. You're just like, what? Just get, like, and then she was like, seriously, was coming after you.
I'm like, she's senile. senile, throw her in a nursing home. Like
there was more than one person though. There were people helping her though.
I'd be like, they're crazy too. Throw them in the nut
Ebon,
house.
correct me if I'm wrong, but there was other people around her doing the same thing, right? Now, how many people were doing that? All I could count, at least 3 for sure. That I noticed on the video that had up signs and were blocking your shit and listening to what she said.
Yeah,
but you had a better view than I did.
There was the initial person who was talking to me, then the lady who was, but I don't think she really did anything. There was another person. It wasn't her, but another person just knocked my head off while they were walking by. Then she of course knocked my phone off, and then I think just other people were saying stuff like haha, or I forgot what exactly, but or like go home and stuff like that. So
you mean acting like 4-year-olds in school?
Yeah, they're bullying me pretty much.
I'd be like, go shove. I would suggest them to shove like a vodka soaked tampon up their ass or up their fucking cunts.
No, take that sign and shove it up your ass, because that's where it came from.
Yeah, you're basically, they're just.
I'm saying their message is shit. They're idiots. Like they've openly admitted they don't understand the exact thing that they're trying to push for.
It's the ivory tower idiots that are making them do this. The ivory tower elitists.
And it's
and it's a damn shame.
It's tough to film things like that. I mean, I guess things would have been easier if I wasn't wearing this hat and I was just filming.
Probably. You could have dressed up like Antifa and they probably would have, oh, join the club.
Yeah, I guess so. It was kind of an experiment, just to tell you the truth. I just wanted to see if they would have left me alone.
How crazy they are.
Yeah, well, see what the reactions were, to see how open they would be in dialogue. I did notice while I was filming, like, someone have a sign with like, fuck the NRA, or
yeah, I saw that.
Hate the NRA, but some would like look at me and put the sign down so they wouldn't see that I couldn't film them with that sign. Like, they didn't want to show it. So I did notice that too.
I'm willing to make bets that at least a chunk of those people were the exact same people at the Women's March.
Yeah, I mean,
they just had different signs.
Yeah, what Steve was saying, they had the same people that was on stage, right?
No, I mean like the group there.
Oh, the group, like the Antifa group or something?
No, I mean like the actual people that went there, because a lot of these, there was a Boston women's thing, right? There was a DC women's thing, right? And now there's a DC gun thing, and there's a Boston. I mean, these are like staging grounds.
Yeah,
exactly.
I did see a lot of like
an office in the area.
Yeah, I did see a lot of anti-Trump signs, and especially anti-Pence signs. It was like if it was definitely a one-partisan movement. I don't think they hate the Republicans too. I saw some anti-Republican signs, but bless you. But basically, if you were Republican, you're NAA or a Trump supporter, that was not a movement you wanted to participate in, because they would probably not. They'd be like, "Why are you protesting?" They wouldn't get that. Anyways, I think that's it for this. Thank you for coming on.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
at least I came on with a little satirical.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I'm definitely gonna go and look at the other marches. Tim Pool, you said.
Yes, he had one they just released.
Okay, so I'll be looking around for March for Our Lives.
Yeah, but you see the same. All the things we've said, you see the same things happening all through them all. They don't understand what's going on. They've been grouped together. People are putting large chunks of money into this. They're all touting the same crap. They're all watching the same shit. They all are illiterate in the same crap in same areas. And some are just it's craziness. It's like good on you going there with an NRA hat, because it kind of brings out some of the crazy that these people are trying to mask it like it's all hugs and joy, and no. They're full of shit. This is when
hey, at least it exposes their hypocrisy and bullshit, and that's a good thing.
You had a granny tack you.
Yeah, and
I'd throw that bitch in a nursing home immediately. Like my mom would be like, send that bitch to a nursing home immediately.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I kind of wanted to wear like a Gun Owners of America hat. I just couldn't get it in time. But I also felt like if I wore that hat, they wouldn't have known what Gun Owners of America was anyway.
I doubt it. They knew what the NRA was.
Yeah.
And they know what a fucking MAGA hat is.
Yeah. Okay.
Make America Great doesn't necessarily have to pertain to Trump.
Yeah, I mean, Make America Great Again was something that Ronald Reagan...
It was a slogan, obviously. Yeah,
Ronald Reagan said that a lot, too, and Donald Trump adopted it. But, okay, thank you.
They kind of do the sloganism thing with it, though. I mean, the like from the public standpoint, if somebody says, "Oh, I want to make America great again," they're more referring to they're referring to it. Okay, you got 2 points of view when you're saying the same thing. You got the sloganistic point of view, I'm just using you, and then the people that actually believe it, like, oh, I want to have a great place to live for my kids and everybody else, and and that's kind of the so I don't know. That's my point on why it doesn't necessarily represent it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Stevie.
Bye.
I have more of a talk. Before I go, look into HR House Resolution 1865. Again, House Resolution 1865. It's online censorship that's happened. That's been passed by the Senate. So everyone but one person said no. One person didn't say what they wanted, but basically they are saying that they want to stop sex trafficking or trafficking in general online. So if anyone is making posts about sex trafficking, you're the person who hosts it or provides that forum where people could do that, then you can be sued.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's craziness.
What's the number again?
1865. House Resolution.
That's a fucking stupid law.
I'll go ahead and post it on the chat.
But
and nobody knows about it. It's pretty recent that they passed it over the Senate floor. I think all it needs to be is signed by President Trump to be passed into law.
He should fucking if he really fucking cared about fucking sex trafficking, he should fucking look into fucking all the fucking crazy shit that's fucking going on. It's not fucking go and censor people. Fuck that. Yeah. No, it's like.
Agreed. Don't censor.
Exactly. Don't fucking censor, because the more you fucking censor, the more people are gonna be pissed off, and plus, I mean, I hate to predict this in the near future, but when people get fucking tired of it, people will rise up and fucking pitchforks. Then you'll be seeing a fucking problem. I mean,
over 300 million guns and trillion rounds of ammunition. I doubt it's gonna be pitchforks.
I mean, remember that video when Sane Progressive brought out the fucking pitchfork?
I think that's more hyperbole. If shit hits the fan sort of analogy or not analogy. Yeah, right, I get what you're saying.
All right.
I don't know. If they really cared about kids, though, they would really look at the 100,000 kids per year that go missing in the United States. No, we don't want to talk about that.
So, yeah, exactly. They don't want. Sorry.
Wait, y'all. Evan's trying to say something.
Do you guys want to keep talking and I could just start an open topic? It feels like we are triggered and there's a lot of good flow of just.
I don't know. It was interesting because we got to see the actual things going. Because if you look on mainstream or what they're going to present of that stuff,
I just want to know. Do you guys want to keep talking? Because I'll just host an open topic.
Up to everybody else.
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes? Do you guys?
What Stevie want to say?
I can go either way.
Okay.
No, I could have sworn you wanted to say something before Ebon.
No, I was just saying like that Evan was trying to say something.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll stop I'm going to stop the live stream. Everybody wait like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll do an open topic for however long it goes. You guys can stay in here. Okay.